Welcome back to Patman Garage. We got a shipment that showed up, so we're gonna do a little quick unboxing and install video here. I'm actually nerdily really excited about this one, so let's jump out in the garage. All right, so what we have here is a brand new in-box, never been opened, still factory sealed tape and all that good stuff. Still got the factory tape on it, all that. This is a third brake light for the Blackwood. So this is the appropriate, should be the appropriate red and red third brake light that doesn't have the cargo lamps for XLs and Blackwoods. So we'll get it installed and see how that goes. So we can jump straight into the install. We'll have to pull off the cover, which is actually good because I have a new cover for the 18, and we will put the new cover on the new truck once we get back to position to put it away. So for now, we'll take off the old cover and work on installing the third brake light. All right, so we're going to be the first ones ever to open this box. See if I can do this one-handed here. There we go. Wow, she is pretty. Look at that. And so the mechanical failure of these third brake lights is usually this plastic tube will break off the lens, and when you put the screw in to mount it to the third brake now when you put the screw in to mount the third brake light onto the window surround, what happens is the screw will go through the tube, come out the back side here, and then the head of the screw is right here on this little ledge. So that means you put a bunch of torque down the tube, and it just ends up cracking or failing so with time and age and all that. Does not look like this one came with new screws, so we'll have to see if we can find the old ones. But yeah, this thing is super clean looking. My goodness. I don't know that I deserve brand new parts yet on this truck. If you've been around for the build series on the Blackwood, you'll remember my third brake light was completely full of water. So glad to have a new one. We may still do a project in the future on doing some sort of custom third brake light with 3 brake lights that are all red. But for now, we have a new one, and we can get this installed. Now, the headliner does have to come down slightly to be able to install this because the harness runs backwards into the cab. And the reason I want to go ahead and do the harness too, even though I don't really need it, is that, well, I'll show you in a second, but the connector on the third brake light gets a little bit kind of burned up, crusty looking, so we'll get a new one in there as well, and that also may be part of why it was leaking. So let's jump out into the truck and take a look at that. All right, so walking out to the truck here with our new third brake light. So I went ahead and popped out the bulb the other day after I figured out that the bulb itself didn't work. But you can see how crusty the actual fitting is, and the rubbery part is real dry and brittle feeling. So we're gonna go ahead and swap that out, and yeah, should be pretty straightforward. So there's a grommet that goes into the cab up here, and then the harness runs towards the passenger side. So we'll get all that popped out and then we'll get the new one in. All right, so I got the grommet starting to come out. This grommet's actually quite a bit to pull out of the actual body. And then we'll fish out the rest of the connector here. Now, we'll hang on to this because this might be worth playing with in the future if we do a third brake light project. So I was only able to find one original third brake light screw. So I'll be on the hunt for another one at the junkyard at some point. For now, I found a screw that matches the thread pattern. I did have to cut it down about maybe a 1/4 inch or so, just so it wasn't too long. So for now, we'll have a correct Phillips screw and a incorrect flathead screw, but we'll make it work for now, and that'll be easy enough to swap out in the future. So we're ready to get the third brake light installed now. Definitely want to do a little side-by-side comparison of my old one and my new one. It's crazy how weathered this thing has gotten. And I've found, at least for the install, it's actually easier to do this from the top side, just so I'm not having to reach quite as far from leaning up against the bed, trying to reach over the bed cover. So I got my grommet popped in here into the body. So we're ready to do the screws next. So I'll probably do one screw from this side and one screw from the other side from the top view here. All right, so we got the third brake light installed. Man, that thing looks sharp up there. It's that's a nice little piece for a what, $30 eBay find. So super happy with that. But yeah, we'll jump on to another project of more rehab on this truck. I believe I've got a game plan on the wiring. I did spend a couple days, well, a couple hours maybe, thumbing through the repair manual electrical book, and we should have a game plan on what wires we want to check on the transmission side next. So it's actually fairly cool for August in Texas. We're actually just had a cold front yesterday, so 93 is in the shade is a pleasant, cool. We're normally low 100s right now, so. Well, I guess that's one way to water test it. It just started pouring down rain in August. This is unusual for us, that's for sure. So I guess we'll make a mad dash over there and see how unlock the truck and make a mad dash and see if the inside of the truck is staying dry. So other than the rain that I brought in with me, it seems to be dry back here. So we're doing good on that. And let's see if we can take a peek under the front of the dash. Let's see, make sure, like I said, I'm not sure if the windshield's leaking or not. So I would like to check that while it's raining. So we are nice and dry along the back of the windshield here. Both sides are looking good. Got no drips on the back of the seats. We'll jump into the front of the truck and see what that looks like. Well, my 10th gen muscle memory failed me on that one. I'll show you what I tried to do here. So I swung the door open, and then I tried several times to grab the pocket on my door handle that normally lives right here on the 10th gens. And yeah, it doesn't exist. So I didn't realize, or I guess forgot, that the handle was up higher. So I was trying to grasp at nothing, and the door was just sitting open in the rain. But yeah, so far so good in the cab. We do still appear to be dry. Maybe a little bit of moisture there on the inside. Hard to see, but yep, just a little bit. You can see a drop right in here. That's starting to wick through. Bummer. So we'll have to reseal the glass, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, well that's enough fun for me for today out here in the rain. Kind of bummer that the glass got to be resealed, but I already have a lot of the interior out, so I guess now's the time to do it. But I'm gonna run back inside and we'll pick up on this video at another time. All right, so we ended up with, I don't know the exact rainfall count, but we ended up with a large storm overnight again. This is the following day after having the water test in the afternoon. So truck is relatively dry, which is good. I did look under the kick panels on the driver's side or in the floor, and does not look like we have any water leak issues there. So I probably have a little bit of seeping from the glass, but I think we're 90 or 95% of the way there on getting this cab sealed up. So I'm very pleased with that result, and I'm going to work on getting the rest of the interior put back in it. We'll put the seat pillars back in this thing and get the seat belts back in and all that good stuff, and start working on the next project. Now you may recall when I pulled the headrest out, there was quite a bit of corrosion on the headrest post or shafts, whatever you want to call them. Did just a little bit of light scrubbing with the stainless steel wool, and man, I'll tell you, these things are awesome now. They're almost like brand new. They actually want to slide in and out like they're supposed to. Actually, here, I need 3 hands. Hold on. Look at that. So they operate very smoothly now comparatively. They're not perfect brand new, but they are much better. So I've got my interior panels back in here, both sides. I'll probably do my grab handles here, or hooks and grab handles. So I was over here minding my own business, putting my truck back together, and I just came up and found something new I didn't know about Blackwoods. I feel like every time I work on this truck, I find something new. So let me flip the camera around here. So in the back seat, there are these little leather skirts that cover the seat frame. I did not know those existed. I have them on both sides, although I don't know if they're supposed to be on the inboard side because the driver's side doesn't have it on either side. So I'm gonna do some more research here and find out if that was standard on both sides, or if maybe somehow somebody put one of them on this side for whatever reason. But interesting nonetheless. It kind of cleans up the look of the frame rail a little bit, makes it look a little nicer. Maybe less likely you're gonna scratch a shoe or something climbing in here if you got some nice leather shoes on. But yeah, learn something new.